So there's a lot of problems with music in 2024. And today I felt like having an open conversation with you all. This video isn't really here for a lot of edits or anything like that. I just wanted to talk to everybody and see how everybody's feeling about it and see if people agree with me as well. Music in 2024 is very different than it was back then. I come from an era where like mixtapes were very popular and stuff like that, and people weren't so concerned about the numbers. It was more about the songs that were coming out. It was more about the music that was dropping, and artistry was just like, it was very real. It wasn't fake. It wasn't anything going on to where like people fake the image for TikTok or anything like that. Like people were really making music to have fun with it. The era of mixtapes, the Gucci's, the Waynes, the Rich Kids, if you're from the A, like it was just different around that time because you didn't have to wait till Friday to hear your favorite artist, and you also didn't have to wait till Friday for 100 other artists to drop on top of that. People were dropping whenever they felt like it. It could have been a Tuesday, you might have got a Gucci mixtape. It could have been a Thursday, you might have got a Wayne mixtape. Like it really wasn't anything like how it is today. Like it's like, okay, bet I know 100 artists are gonna drop on Friday, and it's so much music that you can't even focus in on one artist because you got 10 other artists that done dropped on Friday. Now you gotta collect all the music and try to remember it and go from one album to the next. I cannot tell y'all the last time that I really just sat down and memorized a whole album, like a whole album, track 1 to 20 or whatever it is, because there's so many songs that's dropping. I'm going, okay, bet I'm gonna listen to 1 through 10 on this album, then I'm gonna go listen to 1 through 10 on this album. It's just too much at the same time. But before, it was one artist dropping on Tuesday, then one artist dropping on Wednesday, and I just don't understand what is going on. It's a lot of problems today with music. Speaking from a producer standpoint, it's like everyone is following everyone. There is not a lot of records being made, and by records, bro, I mean like real deal putting forth the effort to make something different, make something that may not make sense to the next man, but it makes sense to you. And I'm not gonna sit here and try to blame loop makers or anything like that, because I love loop makers. I love what y'all do. You know, y'all put a lot of time into y'all work and stuff like that. But you know, you might have a 16-year-old producer who trying to get in the game, and he's looking and he's like, okay, what's popping right now? Nardo Wick loops. All right, I'm gonna learn how to make that, and then I'm gonna just go from there and do that. And that's why loop emails are filled with the same type of stuff, because people are following the trend versus making what they actually want to make. And it's really messing up the game, because now, you know, everybody's songs sounding the same, and we can't even blame the artist necessarily, because that's all they receiving. We got to take a stand as producers and start making records again. Like, the women today are winning. The Lottos, the Meg Thee Stallions, the Glorillaz, they're winning because, bro, they're making records. They're taking their time and really making bangers. Now, their albums might sell 30,000, you know what I'm saying? But they got 2 platinum singles on there, and you know, they're making real hits for the club, and they making hits for syncs, TV shows, all of that, because they're taking their time and they really making bangers. And we have to get back to taking our time and doing that. And I could say myself, like, there's been days where I made 10 beats in the same day in the past of, you know, the same type of loops or whatever. And I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, but nowadays I switched up my whole formula. I have not touched a loop in 2 months. I've been creating from scratch. I've been doing my thing, and I feel really good about what I have coming out because it's fresh. It's my idea. I know nobody is going to make this beat how I make it. Rather than when you get a loop, bro, you might hear that on a song or snippet or whatever and be like, damn, I just used that loop. You know, I have had situations to where I literally missed out on a placement because the artist heard the loop the artist heard the loop on someone else's song and was like, bro, you sending the same beats to artists? And I'm like, nah, like, what you mean? And I see it and I be like, damn, they don't even understand what a loop is. They just hear the beat, think it's the same beat, and now I don't get the record. And I've had that happen with some big artists. So it really just blew me then. But we got to change what we're doing. Artists and producers, we need to start having fun with this again. Like, we need to take it back to the old times. I'm not necessarily speaking on mixtapes because, you know, new day, new age, new era. So we have streaming, we have things like that that's going on. But as a community, we need to become creative again. And I'm not saying that we're not creative now, but what I'm saying is we need to get back in our bag of really locking in with artists and creating a certain sound for them, really stepping out of our comfort zone and making different types of music. The 2000s era was all about rhythm, and as y'all can see, we kind of getting back to that. We kind of getting back to more, you know, swaying, moving around, dancing, doing stuff like that, because back then that was the wave. It was a time to be had. It was a time to be alive, for real. Like, it was just so different back then. You had the Nellies back then. You had the Sierras back then. You could even say like Kanye West, Hove, all of them. When you go listen to a lot of their old songs and stuff like that, there was a real bounce, a real rhythm, real soul, whatever it was. And that's what we need to be bringing back in today's music. People are seeing a decline in streams, a decline in sales, because everything now is sounding the exact same. Like, it is sounding the exact same. I'm not trying to sit here and complain. I'm literally listening to hip hop and I'm like, man, like, a lot of this stuff is not sounding different. Like, it's sounding like, oh, I hear that this is working for this person, so I'm gonna go steal it and I'm gonna just try to make it my own. And that's why it's not resulting in good music. When I go listen to different genres of music, like I was listening to Billie the other day, Billie Eilish. Man, she is so talented. She really, you could tell she takes her time making her music. She's not in the studio playing around. She really making records, bangers, and it's selling. You think about people like T Swift. She has such a big fan base because she's over there taking the time to make these records that are blowing up. And we could do the same thing in hip hop if we take our damn time. Like, we gotta really craft records. I don't think people are understanding what I mean by a record, bro. Like, when you really go into the studio, or you could be working online nowadays, and you and the artist are coming up with ideas, different ideas to use in beats and stuff like that. They might hear something to be like, hey, can you put this in the beat? Like, I really think that this could work. And it's just not getting done anymore. It's a new day, age, and era, like I said. So people just emailing beats off and stuff like that, and you know, they're not getting as creative with these emails because you're not there. And then on top of that, the artist is to blame as well, because like, y'all gotta get in y'all bag, man. Y'all gotta really know the history of this music. If you go back and listen to these old songs, you will really learn something. A lot of the new age producers, they don't know. Like, I'm 28, y'all. So it's like producers are making beats now at like 16, 15, and man, like, what, 15 years ago, it was 2009. Like, y'all were in diapers. Y'all don't know the eras. Y'all don't know the music that was coming out then. Y'all just got raised up on the music now, the Uzis and stuff like that. Y'all don't know anything about the Rich Homie Quan era. Rest in peace, Quan. Y'all don't know about, you know, Justice League. Y'all don't know about Just Blaze. Y'all don't know about certain producers and sounds because y'all are young as hell, and there's nothing wrong with that, but you gotta know the history of where this music is coming from. People over there talking about glow beats and glow sound. Glow beats and glow sound? What is that? I don't know what that is. Where I come from, that's the real trap sound, man. Jeezy was all on those type of beats back then. D Rich, you know what I'm saying? Bankroll, Fresh, rest in peace, Bankroll. Like, those sounds were going on back then. They're coming back now. because that was real instrumentation. That was real sound. It was people getting on those keys, really going crazy and having real deal sounds going on in these records. And that's why it was so successful then, and that's why it's successful now. It sounds really good rather than going on FL Studio and making a melody, putting 5 different portals on there, and it sounds like a whole bunch of mumbo jumbo. That's what it sounds like, mumbo jumbo. It doesn't sound like anything. You don't even understand what the sound is. When you look at producers like Tay Keith, when you look at producers like Quay Global during the baby run, like, they weren't using all those effects. They're not using all those effects. Tay Keith, man, he gonna go out there, he gonna grab a piano, you can hear it clearly, he gonna grab him some bass, and he gonna go to work. You know, same thing with Quay, grab a sound, go to work. Like, they're not doing all of that. They're making records. Simple. Artists like simple. We're forgetting that. We're forgetting that these guys really like simple stuff that they can understand and make a melody to and a rhythm to. We're just making beats. And that's not what we need to be doing. But on the other side of things, artists need to take their music seriously and stop making BS. They need to stop making TikTok records, and we need to go back to what we know, making real songs for people out and about. Make songs for people in the club. Make songs for people who going through things. Make songs for people who in the gym and want to pump. You know, Kanye, he made the workout plan. That was a workout song. That had girls in the gym, you know, dan, 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 dan. Like, man, that had you really moving. So it's like, why can't we do that now? We need to change what we're doing. That is why there's a decline. Labels not even trying to pay us for real no more because they scared to shoot the budget to the artists because artists are falling off so fast because the music is not sticking. The real artists in this shit are sticking. I'll use Rod Wave, for example, one of my favorite artists. Big Boy gonna sell him some records, bro. He's going platinum every album. He taking his time with his music. You could say it sounds the same, but his fans love it. And to be honest, when Rod is rapping, singing, whatever you want to call it, bro, you can feel his emotion. You can feel the pain. That's why they haven't asked him to switch up yet. He's really making real music. That is his real feelings. He's not out there talking about killing people and robbing people and doing all of this. He's rapping about the things that he's going through, and people can sit back and relate to it, man. I done had some dark days that I had to turn on Rod Wave, man. That's my boy. Like, so we need to just remember what we're making music for. We're making music for emotion. We're making music for people around the world. Like, they have to feel this stuff, man. They gotta feel it. We have to make them feel it. Rappers, singers, producers. This video is for all of us. We have to make these people feel this, man. We cannot continue on the trend that we going on. People around the world are laughing at hip hop right now because it's BS. We making straight bullshit right now. And we have to improve. We have to improve. We have to get better. We have to get better, man. We got to get better. If we do not get better, then we're going to spiral down a bad path. And it's really already kind of headed there. But we can't sit here and complain and really just cry about it. All we got to do is make better music. That's literally it. Make better records, make better music. So it's on us. We got to be the change. We have to be the change. If we don't sit here and make a big change on how we're making this music, we're going to continue to spiral down. So it's on us. Producers, it's on us. Use this video to try to think like, hey, I need to get more creative. Artists, use this video as, hey, I need to take my time making these songs. Like, that's what we need to do. We need to work as a team and build this back up. We need to make music great again, man. Make it great again. So I appreciate everybody for watching this video. I just really wanted to get some stuff off my chest and out my mind. I felt like talking to you all. I would appreciate if y'all leave a comment and let me know what y'all think about this conversation. I just want to see if someone can relate to me. I want to see if someone is feeling the same thing that I'm feeling right now about music. So appreciate everybody for watching. Stay blessed, and I'm gone.